All right, everybody. Welcome to Module 4, assignment number 1. Just looking at our cubes lighting project. Hopefully this video will be a little bit shorter than some of the others because of the fact that the assignment was not too involved, but also many of you did a really great job. So not a whole lot to comment on, I think, for this one, but I'm still going to anyway, just because I know that that can be helpful to you guys sometimes. And if there are any changes, it's always easier to show rather than tell what those changes are and how that works. So again, as usual, you don't have to watch the entire video. I don't really have any announcements for here at the start, besides the fact that I'm just trying to get through these videos as quickly as I can. I know that I'm a bit behind from where I usually would be. We have a large class. I got to tell you, it's getting sick hasn't helped either. Again, forgive me if I sound a little sniffly or if I have any coughing fits. I'm going to try to cut those out in the editing. But yeah, I mean, it's just we have 24 students, and all of you guys are doing a really good job. So, it's a lot to go through, but it's been really great. And thankfully, like I said, you guys make it easy. So you guys have been doing good. I'm going to go ahead and reiterate again, you don't have to watch the whole video. Feel free to skip to the part that is yours. You can always look at the tab at the top here for your name. In this video, I'm also going to be jumping back and forth to my Finder, where you can see your projects listed here with your names. So feel free to keep an eye on which one is yours that way. Again, I'm not allowed to say out loud what the name of the person is whose project I'm looking at, but you guys can figure that out as far as whose is whose. But you don't have to watch this whole video. Feel free to jump ahead to the part that is yours and just go off my feedback for that. Of course, I do recommend always implementing my feedback when you can, because that's why I give it. It's for you guys to deliver on, professional level work. So without further ado, let us get started with this one. And quite honestly, I really don't have many comments on this one. You did a great job. Got your light source coming down like you should. You've got the light side here, light side here. You did a good job. Your values are good. They all look pretty good as far as the darkest side, the mid-tone side, and the light side. And your shapes are very clean. I do like that a lot. I think it's neat that you had your guidelines, different colors for the top cube and the bottom cube. And yeah, I mean, everything looks nicely aligned. Everything, your fill shapes are good as well. Everything looks great. It's very clean. So no additional comments. Kudos to you. You did a great job. Next. Yes, for this one, I am not really sure what you've got going on here. Honestly, I'm not sure if you paid much attention at all to the videos. If you need help, please reach out. I have not heard anything from you as far as needing help for these assignments. I mean, this shape right here isn't even yellow. Like the light source isn't even yellow. It's red. I don't know why it's red. So it tells me one of two things. Either we're not really caring much and not putting much effort into it, or if you are really struggling that much, please say something. I don't know why you wouldn't, but definitely say something. I've had one student so far actually mention that they tend to forget what they see in the tutorial videos by the time they do the assignment. Well, here's the solution for that. If that happens to be a problem that you're having as well, here's the solution for that. Do the assignment with the videos. You take the tutorial videos in the module, and while you're watching it, you do the assignment along with it. That's kind of why they're there, honestly. The tutorial videos are meant, it's not that you have to retain everything. It's meant for you to do it along with it, because practice makes perfect. So once you get in that practice, then you can get used to the tool, used to using Illustrator, right? So just in case that happens to be an issue of yours, that's a solution for you. Next. Okay, looking pretty good. Let's unlock these. Okay, yeah. Light source is good. Lighting is good. Got the light side, mid-tone, dark side. Yep, looking good. Just a little bit of cleanup stuff in here. Taking this fill shape, making sure that those corners are touching. I want to make sure that if I go in, let's see how these are divvied up. Yeah. And so if I go in and hide all of these, I want to make sure there's no gaps, right? If I hide the black outlines, I don't want any gaps. So I've got a gap here. I want to close that. There's something. Oh, there's a stroke on this one. Okay. Yeah, so if I remove that stroke, you want to make sure we have, it looks like we don't have any gaps. That's good for that shape. That's good. This one's looking pretty good. We are a little offset on this corner here. These are minor things. Again, very minor details, but just a little bit of cleanup that helps with making this look all the more professional, really leveling it up a bit. Making sure all of this aligns. Yeah, see, we have our guidelines here, but they don't quite align with the edge of this box. So we want to make sure that does align. So that's the point of the guidelines, right? We want to make sure we follow them. Of course, in this case, I'm making the guideline fit the box, but you get what I'm saying. The point of the guideline is for us to follow it and make sure that it aligns with the edges of the box. Got one down here. It's a little offset. Stuff like that, right? That's a guideline. It needs to align to this point. Make sure your smart guides are on as well. View smart guides. Make sure that's checked off because that allows you to snap your anchor points to other anchor points. Make sure your edges all snap and align to each other. Very helpful. Like that there. Yeah, so just very minor details, very minor cleanup here. But besides that, this is looking very good. You did a great job with it. Looks like 3D shapes. Oh, very nice. This one looks good, yeah. I like how you still kept your dotted lines, your see-through lines. That was not required for this one, but that does look nice. I like that. And then you got your yellow guidelines. Everything connects well. Oh, yeah. Look at those. Those look like boxes. Those look like 3D shapes. Awesome. Really good job. Light side, dark side, mid-tone. All looks good. Yeah, you did a great job. I have no other comments. This looks really good. Good job. All right, let's see here. We got our light source. We do have it coming a little more horizontal than we really need. We probably want this to be, well, it says it's unlocked. Maybe it's locked in the layers. Yeah, yes it is. All right, so we're going to take this and we're going to move it up some. Because we want it kind of passing through like that. That makes it feel more like, because if we leave it to the side like we did, then it's going to look like this here. If the light's coming this way, like if I took a flashlight and I'm shining it that way to the left, then this side of the square of the cube would probably be even brighter than this side, right? Because this side is facing that light source more directly. Whereas if we put the light source up here, like I had it in the tutorial, and we pull this light down through here, then this top side of the cube is more facing that light source than this front side. I hope that makes sense. We always have to think about where the light is, where it's coming from, and what sides of these objects are facing that light the most. And so if we have the light higher up, then this top side of the cube is going to see more of it, right? It's going to reflect more of it versus this front side. And so to raise that light source is what's going to help us understand why this top side is brighter than this front side, right? And why this front side up here is brighter than this bottom side or back side. But besides that, this is all looking very good. This looks like we have one guideline that's the wrong color. But that's all looking very good. If I hide, I selected to hide my guidelines, but it looks like they're still showing. Hide the lines, hide the lines. So what happens if I hide all of these? What does it look like? Doobie doobie doobie. Of course, it's taking a second. You know, are these on separate layers? Of course, as I'm doing this, I'm like, wait a second, all these lines are showing separate colors. So yeah, okay. I could have just done that the whole time. My apologies. Okay, yeah, so this corner's off just a little bit. Just minor tweaks here. Just a little bit of cleanup here. Minor. There's a stroke on this. We can, can pull that stroke off. That'll help with that really big sharp corner there. Yeah. Now those corners can meet. That can meet. Very nice. Very nice. I would definitely try to make this back maybe a little bit more like that one. Yeah. Good. See, now those look like boxes. Of course, they already did look very good, but I'm just trying to just little things, just to really amp it up to that professional level up, you know what I'm saying? But besides that, this is very good. You did a good job with this. All right, next. This one looks very good. Wow. All right, I like your perspective guides. Looking very clean. Edges of the box look very clean. Light source, good. Downward like that. Maybe even pull it down just a tad. Locked. And I love that you labeled your layers too, by the way. Super helpful. But yeah, this looks great. This looks like, those look like 3D boxes in space. Wonderful. Very good. I have no other comments. This is very nice. Well done. Well done. Next. Okay. Wow. All right. We've got our light source here. That's good. Got everything locked. We don't need all that locked. All right. You do have your perspective view on. Again, I noticed we're using this in the last assignment that I went through. And again, this can be a very good tool and very helpful if you know how to use it and if you are using it well. And here it looks like maybe we're not using it like we should be. So I'm just going to remove it, because the point of that is to have that grid visible to you to be able to follow those lines. But it looks like here we're not quite following these lines. One thing I need to reemphasize, make just very, very clear. The point of these guidelines is to make sure that the edges of the boxes follow them, right? So, well, two things I should say. First is to make sure the edges of the boxes follow them. So, for example, this line here actually looks like it's a double line. Yeah, it's got two parts to it. We don't need that. We don't want a shape. We want just a single line. So if this line, I'm going to pull this all the way through, right? I don't want it to stop here. I want it to come all the way through here. And when I pull it all the way through the page, that gives me something to follow for the edge of this box, right? So for the edge of this box, I'm going to get rid of the stroke. I'm not just, just making up where these edges go. Like this edge needs to follow that line. So this edge goes, I'm going to put that anchor point there, and then this other anchor point. Where's the other anchor? It's hiding from me. There it is. It needs to go on that line. So this whole edge of this box needs to follow that line, right? And then we want to make sure that the next guideline, this one, comes all the way through. Again, it looks like this is a shape, not a guideline. That's not what we want. We don't want a shape. I don't know why this is a shape. Get rid of this. Pull this all the way through. And then make sure that the other edge of the box follows that, right? Follows that. Follows that. Follows that. All of this stuff lines up with that. Right? It's that kind of thing. I don't know why there are so many shape layers here. I apologize. I'm just going to delete some of these lines because they're really it's making it difficult for me to really see what's going on here. Let's delete some of these. Ooh. Don't need a stroke. Don't need a stroke. All right. Yeah, so these edges follow those lines. Okay, now that we have those guidelines going all the way across, make sure that these edges now fit with those guidelines. Make sure your smart guides are on. View smart guides, make sure those are on. Those will show you how everything snaps together, and like these little pink, where it says path and this line shows up, anchor, like those little pop-ups. Those are your smart guides. Those help you out with making sure everything's aligned and where it should be. So now that we have these guidelines intersecting, right? We've got these lines coming all the way across, these ones coming all the way across. We can now see the shape of the base of our cube and what it should look like. So this point should be where these intersect over here. It says intersect right there. That's the smart guides helping me out. So put that there. Get this point here, and then we're going to point this point here. Boom, where does this intersect? So that's the base of that square. That's exactly where that should be. So essentially the rest of the shape should follow suit like that. Now, of course, I'm eyeballing this right now, just making it quick, but that's the idea, is that it needs to follow suit in such a way. And the second point I was going to say was that it's important to make sure that these guidelines are coming from the same point. It's not just about drawing lines across that then connect with the cube. You want to make sure that all these points meet at the same vanishing point. So all these points, the endpoints, should all be from the same exact spot. And then the line should come all the way across the page and intersect with each other. And then those intersections are how you draw the cube. I hope that makes sense. I feel like that's a bit kind of hard to explain at this stage where we already have the cubes drawn. But if you have questions about that, please let me know. I'd be happy to do like an actual walkthrough with you to help you understand that. But anyway, just kind of start at square one and draw these out with you. But that's the idea, is that we draw the guidelines all the way across. They come from the same point, and then we use those intersections where the lines intersect to make the edges of the box. So hope that helps. If it doesn't, please let me know. I'd be happy to work with you further. But I can see that you've got a good thing going here as far as what your understanding is and doing the colors for each shape. So I do appreciate you completing the assignment and doing the best that you could. So thank you for that. Very nice. Wow, this is good. I like it. Guidelines look good. Got your light source looking good. Maybe make this side just a tad bit lighter, just because it's facing the light a bit more. But yeah, I mean, yeah, awesome. Besides that, I don't really have anything. This looks great. Shapes are clean, lines are good. Things looking good here. Didn't have this. Can move this edge over just a tad. But I mean, like that's it. This is great. Really good job. Well, very well done. So good work. All right. Not really sure what's going on here. I did see your message that you submitted with your assignment, and I did reply to that, but I'll go ahead and reply to it here as well in this video in case you're watching. When watching the tutorial videos in the module of how to do the assignments, those are not meant for you to retain the information and then take that tutorial concept and go and do it yourself separately. Those videos are meant for you to follow along. The purpose is to do the assignment while watching the videos. I've had students tell me before about how they just, they watch the videos and then they forget everything by the time they go do the assignment. Don't do that. Don't watch it and then do the assignment separately. Do the assignment while you are watching the videos. That's what the videos are for. That's what the purpose is. It's a step-by-step guide for you to follow and do. I do not expect anybody to watch those videos and then go do something else and then the next day come back and do the assignment themselves without having, no. Do it along with the video. That is how these are meant to be approached. Obviously, if somebody is watching and then walking away and then coming back to draw later, then they must have a great memory, because that's not what those videos are really meant to do. They're meant for you to follow along with them. So try that. Follow along with the videos. And if you're still having trouble, feel free to email me or message me in Canvas, because there's really not a whole lot I can do for you outside of just another walkthrough. And but again, that's what the videos are for. So follow along with them, do the project as I'm doing it in the tutorial videos, and that should really help you. If it still doesn't help you, please let me know. Next. Looking good. Looking good. We got the good lighting here. Light is appropriate on all these sides. It looks very good. Just some basic cleanup stuff going on that I would recommend. Little things like just making sure that this point here goes all the way to that corner. Like if I was to hide these lines, I don't want to be left with any gaps in my cube, right? And right up here, I can see we need to have these connect. We've got a gap here. Close that. That's good. That one over there is good. Okay, so it really was just this part here that had some gaps. What about up here? Doing pretty good here. Looks like, yeah. Yeah, looks like we don't really have any gaps there. It was really just right there. So that works well. And then making sure we're following our guidelines, because it does look like this guideline for that edge does not match this box. It looks like this really needs to come up here. Yeah. Something more like that. Like this guideline comes through here. It really should be more aligned like that with this cube. So just some cleanup like that, little things, making sure everything lines up like it should, the edges and all that, because that does affect your fill shapes and how those work. So stuff like that. All that little cleanup would be really, really great. And that would really just bring this to the next level. But that's the idea. So there we go. Pull this corner. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that's the idea. So I would recommend some cleanup like that. Make sure our edges are clean, making sure our different anchor points connect where they need to. But aside from that, you've captured this assignment well, and the lighting looks good. So good job. All right. And we are moving along a little quicker than usual. That's good. All right. Excuse me. Very basic cleanup stuff here. Overall, this looks really good. Your lighting looks good. I would definitely make this one side a bit brighter, probably more like this side. It's a little bit brighter. But your light sources, that's good. Just little cleanup things, like making sure that these points connect. We don't need this point. Make sure those corners connect. Like that. Making sure that stuff aligns with the guides. We don't want any gaps. We don't want any gaps in this shape. Like right here, this gap right here where this doesn't connect, we want to close that up. Close that up. right there. All right. Explain. Oh, yeah. So if I turn off all my lines, I should have no gaps. I should have nice edges. Should look like one shape, right? No gaps in the edges. So very good. Yeah, these look good. Just a little bitty cleanup stuff, right? Just something a little bit to take it to the next level professionally. But besides that, this is pretty good. Making sure our guidelines are working like they should. So if I pull this guideline all the way through here, this corner does not follow that guideline. We need to make sure that it does, right? Of course, now that makes the whole thing look off, so we'd have to mess with all the other sides. So, but that's the point, making sure these guidelines are accurate and they cut all the way through the page where they need to, and making sure that all the edges of your cube are following those lines. All right. I think that's it. I think that's everything's looking pretty good. Just some revisions there with your lines and the direction of those lines. So, yeah. Cool. Stuff like that. Stuff like that would be good. I'm going to go ahead and do this bottom side as well. Ooh. Don't want them connected though. Oh, those are connected. Didn't want that. But anyway, this is the idea, is making sure that these lines all intersect. And then the intersection points are where we draw the edges of our box. Okay. If you have questions about that, if you're still not really understanding the perspective stuff, let me know. Reach out to me. But overall, this does look pretty good. So you did a good job. Next. This is looking good. I like this. Looks like we might have just some minor cleanup stuff here. Yeah, looks like our perspective drawing is not really following the edges here of the guide. So if I have this guide pass all the way through that corner of the box, you can see that this edge now no longer follows that guide, right? That guide is marking where this point is, but then it continues on this way, and the edge of the box goes up this way. That should not happen. The box should remain on that edge there. I can, yeah. That's really where it goes. All right. Of course, now that stretches this out a little bit more, so we have to correct accordingly with all the other spots. But that's the idea, right? Yeah, that's better. Oh, no, this is still sticking out a little bit. Yeah, more like that. But yeah, aside from that, this looks very good. Did a great job. Lighting is good. Bright side, front, mid, and dark. Good, good. This is looking very good. But yeah, just some basic cleanup stuff with your lines and making sure everything follows the edges like they should. That's some basic, you know, just kind of little something to bring it to the next level. Very minor stuff. But aside from that, this is looking very good. Good job. All right. Yeah, this looks good. This looks good. I've got this one I guess should be yellow, right? Yeah. Yellow. No major complaints. I think let's look at these edges here. I want to make sure that these are following the line and they are not. I see that the yellow line's coming all the way through here. This is actually need that following there. That there, yeah, that is correct. Make sure these are all following. Does not look like it's for that. It's look like it's following the line. So up here is looking better. It's following the guides. Yeah, okay. So just a little those little cleanup details, but aside from that, I'd say this is looking pretty good. Sure those guides match the pink color. All right, yeah, rock and roll. This is looking good. Lighting's good. The bright side, front side, dark side. Just make that a touch lighter. Looking good. All right. Yeah, this is good work. Good job. All right. See how this is looking. Good. Good. Yep. Okay. Yeah. No, I don't have any complaints. I shouldn't say complaints. I don't have any issues with this. No criticisms. It all looks good. Very good. Very straightforward. Very clean. Lines, edges look good. Yeah. No, great job. No comments. This looks great. Yeah, this is nice. Look at that. I like that. So you do have your guidelines in here. That's good. Hmm. Yeah. No, looks good. I was just drawing that line there, see how that would look with that back edge, but I kind of like it without it. This is all looking very good. Yeah, very good job. I'm digging it. Very good. No comments. All right. Got a good start here. We do have guidelines, so that's good. Now remember, the point of our guidelines is to establish where the edges of these boxes are. It's not just to draw these lines and just have them point out where these edges are. No, no, no. These are going to establish where these are because of where they intersect. So if we draw this line all the way across the page, and then we have this one all the way across the page, and see how they intersect at that corner. So this corner is the corner of the box, and then this corner here where they intersect is the corner of the box. So really, this corner should be there, right? Should be up on that line. Now I'm going to have this line intersect as well over here. And so if I have this line all the way across, and I have this all the way across, and this all the way across, really, I should have this line. This really should be down here, intersecting there. That's where that should be intersecting. And then this one cutting through here. This one cutting through that corner. It's a little bit different doing these guidelines after the, I've already made the shape, but you'll see how this goes. Yeah. So then, yeah. Okay. That's good. Here. Bring that up there. Yeah. Actually, we could bring that. No, we'll put it there. Now this one, this is the corner that's lost. Here. I don't have an intersection for that. No, I do not. I need another guideline here. But this is the idea. The guideline should intersect, and then that helps you establish where the edges go for this shape. Draw another. All right. So guideline this, so this intersects down here. Always looking for the intersection. All right. Oh, it looks like this whole shape moved. Not what we want. Not what we want. The intersection. At the intersection. At the intersection. Great. Honestly, I feel like we should probably start all over from scratch with these guidelines, because the guidelines are kind of what's messing me up here. All right. I'm just going to do this very quickly. Draw them from the source all the way off the page. All right, so that's the base of a box. Boom, 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 boom. See those intersections? Now make sure our smart guides are on. View down to smart guides. Make sure those are on. Those will help you. But that's now one side of a box, right? Actually, let's go ahead and just draw our straight lines here. That'll help out. See how this is going? You see how we've got a box forming now? All right, now I'm going to draw a line from here through there. From here through there. From here through there. From here through there. All right, so these are intersecting. Intersect, intersect, intersect. Connect, 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 connect. That's one side. Oh. Looks like we connect some of these together. Hold on. Yeah. Delete that point there. And pull this point away just so I don't accidentally click it. And then close that shape. That's it. All right, and then we did have one other here. Do want that to align there. Make sure that edge is good. So now I have a front shape there. And I'm making these different colors just so you can kind of see the idea. So this is so one side of the box is the other side, and we're actually looking inside this box, right? So if we're looking up into an empty box, so this black part is the top side of the box. We can see this front, back side, the insides here. And so all we got to do is close the box. So this is the bottom. We close that up. I'm going to make that a different color just so you can see it. And boom. I now have what is a 3D box. And so if I try to follow the proper lighting, there we go. You see how we use those guidelines to come all the way across, intersect, and then we connect the different intersections to create this, right? And so now I'm even at the point where if I pull that, boom, it looks like we have an open box because I also have that side done, right? So this is the concept, right? I know I didn't have to go through all that right now, but I wanted to just in case it'll help you. So please keep that in mind going forward and see if that'll help you out. Next. This looks very good. This is very clean. I like it. I like the dotted lines marking your inside edges there. Excuse me. Looks like, yeah, your guidelines are good. Everything's lined up nicely. Edges are good. I do like your lighting. Your shading's good. Yeah. This looks great. Good job. No further comments. All right. This one I did want to point out. So when we have our light source as a bit more horizontal than we would like. So, and if we did that, if I stood over here and held a flashlight pointing this way, then the front side of this box would actually be much brighter because the flashlight is pointing in this direction and it would be facing that light source a bit more directly. Whereas if we put our light source up here like it was in the tutorial, and have it more downward like this, then it makes sense to have the top side of this box be brighter than the other side because this top side is now the side that is more facing directly the light source from this upward angle, right? So we still have some light on this side because it's still towards the right, but because it's up high above like that, the top side is actually the brighter side. That kind of stuff it's nitpicky. That's a little detail, but that is important for us understanding lighting and the light source and why certain sides reflect light the way they do. Because in this case, that is where the light source is most directly pointed at. And so that helps you better understand why that side would be brighter than the others. The rest of this looks very good. Your edges all look very good. Everything's aligned well. Your guidelines are being used correctly. So yeah, everything else is good. I just want to point that out about the light source and make sure we understand why it is where it is and how that affects the rest of the drawing. Because it does affect the rest of the drawing and the lighting and how that works and the color. So, but yeah, very good. All right, a few more here. Let's see. Good. All right, this one's looking pretty good. Your edges are good. Let's look like, hold on, let me unlock. Does look like we have one edge that's slightly off here. Want to make sure that we're following the guidelines, right? That's what they're there for. So looks like that really should be there. And then that means that this corner really should line where the guidelines intersect, right? So about right there. That's where they intersect. So now we have this side nicely aligned with our guides. Rest of this looks pretty good. Oh, now I'm getting a little nitpicky, but you know, making sure this point aligns to that point. That's just a minor thing. No big deal there. Yeah, I think that's good. So just little details. But besides that, this looks very good. Your lighting's good. This side, brighter side, mid. Yep, all looking good. So good job. Yeah, keep up good work. That looks good. Next. All right. Yep, I like how you've got the guidelines for the inner sides. That's good. I like that. I don't think we really need. Well, no, I guess that works. I guess that's fine. Yeah, because that cuts all the way through. Sorry, I'm kind of thinking out loud here. Yeah, this looks good. Guides, edges of the boxes match the guidelines. Looking good. Corners, yeah. Lighting, bright side, mid. We do have one side that's swapped here. Be careful with that. Oh, so I want this side to match that one. Because the light source is coming from over here, right, to the right. So with the light source coming from the right, the side of the box that's on the right side would have more light than the one that's on the left, because the one that's on the left is facing away from that light source, right? So therefore, it would be darker. But yeah, everything else looks good. No, this is good. This is very good. Looking good. I dig it. Good work. Next. Good. Oh, this looks very clean. I like this a lot. Yeah. Those look like boxes. Check it out. I have no other comments. This looks wonderful. Very clean. All the edges connect. No, I'm not seeing any gaps. Any gaps in between your fill shapes. This is looking really nice. Very good job. And last but certainly not least. All right. Looking good. Got some good stuff going here with the cubes. I would definitely consider making this backside a little bit darker. And the top side maybe a little bit lighter. Yeah. And then just making sure your lines are more cleaned up, right? We need some cleanup work done here. Just to give it that professional touch. Again, these guidelines don't need to stop at the certain edges, right? We can have them come all the way through. Pass all the way through, because then that allows us to see, okay, this point is good, but this point is not. This point's not on the line where it needs to be. So we're going to put that down here. We're going to make sure that this corner aligns with this corner. Because if I go ahead and if I remove all these lines, now we have gaps, right? In our fill shapes, we have gaps. We don't want that. We want to be able to look at these and see what looks like actual 3D blocks, right? 3D cubes. So we need to close up those gaps. Make sure these points are all touching, right? Make sure your smart guides are on. Go to view, smart guides. Make sure those are on. You want those on. And just make sure that you have these. Oh, it looks like we have an extra point here we don't need. Yeah, don't need that. Get rid of that. So now those edges are all aligned. Those are connected. Very good. Now this, I do see that this edge is not straight. We want to straighten that up a little bit more. And it does look like this side is a bit off. I'm just eyeballing it, obviously, but that's what the guides would be for. The guides would make sure that everything looks like it's properly aligned. All right, so there's one cube. I'll bring this in, make sure those points are touching. Make sure it's all connected. No gaps, no gaps. That takes away the realism. Yeah. All right. Cool. 2 cubes. Check it out. So almost there. Just some light touches on some minor things to help with the cleanup a little bit, give that professional touch. But yeah, no, almost there. So just changes like that will really help this go a long way. But besides that, you actually did a really good job. You had a good thing going there. So so good work. Yeah, good work, everybody. Everybody did a really good job on this one. A lot of people that really didn't need much changes or adjustments. So keep up the good work, everyone. I'm enjoying going through your assignments. Looking forward to talking to you in the next video. Thanks.